First off, just going to say, I'm not funny. If you're expecting comedy, this is the wrong channel for it. I am simply doing vlogs, or something along that line. Well, let's just start from the beginning, shall we? Who am I, and why should you bother watching this, and why should you care? And what am I doing here? Frankly, I don't know what I'm doing here anymore. I don't know if that was obvious. But anyway, I'm Jess, known as StormBlaze or Stormy. You might be following this channel already because I do song covers, I sing at cons. Not well. I don't know what I'm doing with the editing side of it, I must admit. But anyway, I'm trying to do vlogs because my life has taken a turn and I'm currently stuck in limbo, not knowing where I'm going, what I'm doing. You know, I'm stuck drifting, so I figured I'll do some vlogs. I'll do some videos. Obviously I do song stuff. I do TikTok occasionally, which is just turning into music videos. And I just wanted to do something a bit old school. Might help my mental health out. I mean, I'm a very lonely person now, hence the title of the vlogs. And I feel very disconnected. I'm floating around. I haven't really got anywhere to be anymore. So why not try out vlogging? So why Lonely Horse? Well, frankly, if I put Lonely Girl or Lonely Lady as the title of these, I think I would get a very different audience and very inappropriate and, you know, uncalled for. I might be single, but I am not looking. Just telling you now, leave me alone, jog on, not interested. I'm looking for people to hang out with and talk to and do some game streams or, you know, chat streams and podcasts and stuff. But anything else, honestly, get fucked. Finding myself to be a very lonely person at the moment. This point in my life is incredibly depressing and lonely, where my mental health has suffered a lot, which is why I think this might be worth having a go at. I've been incredibly inspired by the likes of Mr. Tom Scar and his last week and last month vlogs. And yeah, okay, so it's a very much a dying niche of videos from back in the day. I could just walk around being obnoxious with, you know, my phone camera and such. I mean, I kind of do it on my outings anyway, if you've seen my TikTok. But I'm trying not to be, you know, loud, talking directly to a camera, getting in people's way. I try very hard not to get into people's way, and I try very, very hard to take my shots when there's no one around me. Especially when you live in the southwest in a very, very touristy hotspot area full of attractions and emmets, as we call them. Tom Scar's vlogs have incredibly inspired me to try this, not because of the going out and filming everything I'm doing. It's more things like this. I suppose it hit me a lot when he would do his sit down and talk about his mental health, talk about serious topics, just sit down and quietly have a chat with Tom is what it was. And I feel like I want to do something similar to that, which is why this is not a comedy-based vlog series. I'm not a funny person. I'm telling you that now. I've never been a funny person. I am a creative person. I have a very odd sense of humour where I don't find what everybody else is funny. I don't. The not being funny thing might lead on to other ideas. I've always wanted to make videos, but I've never had the right audience or the confidence to do so. The only videos and streaming that I ever felt confident in were back when we had Twitch Sings. Now with Twitch Sings, when it exists, F in chat obviously, but it no longer exists, I had the confidence to show off a bit. It's a horrible part of my personality that I personally don't like about myself. I have a lot of self-hate, for a start. And I don't like it when my ego comes through, and my show-off ego, but that comes through with singing, being on stage, being centre stage in the limelight. I'm not the I'm not an amazing singer. I can sing. I'm still working on having a stage presence. If you've seen my live videos, I am, for quite a lot of the time, I've been like standing here, not doing much. I would like to go on to doing videos such as Q&A videos. I want to do Laugh You Lose videos and bring those back. I do want to do gaming streams as well. It just seems like a very good outlet to have when you're alone a lot. And I don't know if people have the same thing where I have, where I will put on game streams, you know, shout out to things like Game Grumps, being obviously the big one. Game Grumps, Markiplier, Only Plays, Jacksepticeye, you know, the big guys. Just because when they're doing game streams with a group of them just talking, it's just nice to have as background noise when I'm drawing away or working on something or just wanting to zone out and forget the day and forget my life kind of thing. Just having them zoning out is fantastic. It makes me feel a bit better. With Tom Scar's videos in particular, it makes me feel like, you know, I'm not the only one suffering from this. Somebody else is having a tough time and I can relate to it. It's the relatability is why I like talking videos. And I do listen to podcasts. I don't listen to many podcasts. I would say the main one I'm just going to do shout outs so you guys know who my inspirations are and who I enjoy content wise. But my main podcast I will listen to will be Bartians and Cheap Show. Old school English content creators, just because I love their vibe, I love the way they think, I love their comedy, and being someone who's obsessed, yes, with British nostalgia, especially from my childhood and older, where I'm a 90s kid, I miss the 80s, but when you grew up in the 90s in the UK, you had a lot of reruns and everything coming back from the 70s and 80s. Also, my mum, absolutely obsessed with raising us on Watch With Mother stuff that she used to watch. So that's where my obsession comes from. So with that, I am just going to list things about me that I like, that I do, that may put you off. If it's something you don't, this is why I want to get this out of the way. If you don't like something that I am a fan of or I'm part of, then these are not the videos for you. You can go watch somebody else, honestly. These are just going to be honest as hell. So, what I'm into. Right, first off, let's get the two big ones out the way. And this is definitely a take it or leave it situation because I know there's a lot of hate that comes with these. If you're a hater, goodbye, stop watching the video now. Thank you. Thank you for at least checking this out as this far. First of all, I am a furry. I have no shame in it. I've been a furry since 2006. And I have been very active in the fandom in all those years. I have been burned by the fandom several times, and I wonder why I keep going back half the time. But I have a lot of friends there. I've made a lot of friends. It became a lifestyle for a while. And because I am an artist, it is a very good place to get money and commissions and get noticed and have an audience. So that's why I still hang around. I am doing some of the cons this year. I do have a fursuit and I'm currently getting a new one as well. There you go. I am a furry. Deal with it. And because I am a furry, it kind of led on to being a member of the My Little Pony community. Brony or Pegasister, but I hate that word. I'm a female brony. I've been around a long time. I'm 33, by the way. I have not grown up with My Little Pony or Steven Universe or anything like that. I have not grown up with these cartoons. They have been part of my 20s, and finding like-minded people is a godsend half the time, but there's a lot of drama that comes out of it, which is where I get burnt a lot. I am very, very prominent in the My Little Pony community, especially in the UK. To the point where I have organised events, I have organised meets, I am staff on various conventions, and people recognise my artwork and they recognise my singing because of it as well. And as much as you can hate the My Little Pony stuff, you have to remember that a lot of your big name YouTubers, especially on the music and voice acting side of it, they got their start from the My Little Pony community. So don't forget that, honestly. I recently got into the 80s one. I've started to have a real found appreciation for the 80s one, to the point where I'm now actively collecting Gusty and Firefly stuff. It's that nostalgia hit from the 80s is very, very strong, so I've found a newfound appreciation for it. I am telling you now, and this is going to get a lot of hate. I don't care how much hate I got in this video, just you know, never read the comments, as they say, but I will be reading comments because I'm putting myself out there and I don't care. I do not like Star Wars one bit. Don't like Star Wars, don't like Star Trek, not a big sci-fi fan. The only... Oh, and Marvel. I would say current Marvel MCU stuff, it bores me. Absolutely bored. It's oversaturated market and I'm done with it. The only things from the Marvel that I am a fan of, I will watch anything that's Guardians of the Galaxy because I absolutely adore those films and I just want to give Peter Quill a hug. So I like the Guardians movies. I knew about them a little bit before the MCU got hold of them. I'm not a huge comic person, know-how wise, but I will lead on to that in a minute. So yeah, that'll be Shang-Chi as well. I will watch Thor and Avengers, but obviously, as everybody else is feeling it, Ragnarok, fucking fantastic film. Then we don't know what the hell Taika was thinking with Love and Thunder. It was such a bad film. So Thor fans are now very distrusting of the cinema industry. My big Marvel fanatic side is X-Men. Right, I want to get this out there on the internet because it pisses me off as someone who's not fully a gamer girl. I am a casual gamer. I have had, it's a bit grown out now, but I have had the front blonde bangs since 2008. I have been rocking that look since 2008 because I got it done for a school party, school fancy dress party, where it was superheroes and villains, and I went as Rogue. I got my hair professionally dyed just so I could have Rogue's hair, and have kept it ever since. Obviously it's growing out now and needs a revival, but it started to piss me off, and it still does, seeing every gamer girl, every cosplayer, every TikTok woman with my hair. I had that way back in the ring, and I had a reason to have that hair. It's not because I'm constantly dyeing my hair and changing colour because I'm peroxiding it to reset. No, I have a connection to Rogue. I have always idolised that woman, fictional idol of mine. I have always wanted to be her. She is my biggest fictional inspiration, and because of that, and my OC Stormy as well, we have the blonde bangs, we have the white bangs because it's a throwback to Rogue. And my closest friends know this, and it's always like entertaining when they go, oh hey, they got your hair, and I'm just there like, I had it first. Obviously I probably didn't have it first, it's probably been around for much longer than I think it is, but it was one of those things that I started to notice and it annoyed me. So if you are a gamer girl, go get some original hair dye, okay? Go figure out your own hair. Stop copying me. I've been here ages. I'm old. I'm old and I'm fed up with the youth. Oh, anyway, back to my likes. I went on a ramble. I love the X-Men. I'm a big X-Men fan. Obviously the films are hit and miss. I have read the comics. That is one of the few ones I have read the comics of, and I'm aware of the arcs and characters, but very rusty because I went through a massive phase in my teens of the comics and then forgot everything because MCU didn't exist by that point. We had the Bryan Singer films anyway, which are fine. Obviously, I love the new Deadpool film. We've had a very good year as X-Men fans. Obviously, 97 is incredible. If you have not seen X-Men 97, watch it, but I'd advise watching the original series first, otherwise you have no idea what's going on. And then the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. I went and saw it with my best mate, who is the biggest Deadpool fan I know. So we had her as Deadpool, just enjoying her bae, having another film. And then there's me, the X-Men fan, who's been spurned by Hollywood over and over again for different adaptations. Without saying spoilers, we had a character reveal in the film, and I literally grabbed my friend and went without really screaming in the cinema. I was so happy. It was so well done, and that's just like, okay, X-Men fans, we're getting something this year. Enough X-Men. I could go on about X-Men for ages. Rogue is me. I want to be Rogue. That's what you should know. So I love Disney movies, obsessed with Disney films, obsessed with animation. I wanted to be an animator in my youth. Tried to go to uni to get onto that. Gave up because back in the day, you had to do like 3 years of illustration plus the foundation to even get near the animation department. Now you can just go whoop up to animation and game design. So I gave up, dropped out of uni because of that. Didn't like how they were teaching us things, didn't like how I was being told how to draw, so I gave up on that, went freelance, and here we are. I do draw. Got my boost in the furry fandom, been drawing furry art ever since. Got an even bigger boost in the My Little Pony fandom, drawing lots of canon characters and selling prints and stuff. I think a lot of you probably have seen my Five Nights at Pinkie Pie drawing that went viral for like a month in 2011 or whatever, or 2014 when the games came out. Leading on to that, I'm a casual gamer, and I do enjoy the FNAF games. I like to say I'm not obsessed, but every now and then when something new comes up, I am immediately in there. I'm in the lore, I'm digging through the lore, I'm obsessing over a new character. At the moment it's Roxy, and I love Security Breach a lot. I know people hate it. I know there's a lot of hate towards the FNAF stuff, but again, I was there at the beginning. I was doing FNAF react videos when the first game came out. They are cringe as hell. I'm glad I've removed them from the channel. They're gone. But it's one I probably would never go back on my own, so please don't request me to play it. The original game is still terrifying to me. It actually scares me. I don't do well with horror, as I found out with my ex being a horror nerd. We went through quite a lot of films. Some of them I enjoy, like Saw X was a surprising one. Someone who hates the Saw films and doesn't do like absolute gore like that, really enjoyed Saw X. That was great. With Romulus being in the cinema at the moment, I found out I do not like the Alien films. Not one bit. It is opened a whole phobia I didn't even know I had. So I'm not a horror nerd, I'm not a sci-fi nerd really. You can have that. I prefer fantasy stuff, thank you. I like dragons. I'm not a D&D player. I tried to, but I can't seem to stick with it. That leads on to my gaming stuff. Casual gamer. I have not picked up my Switch in about 2 years now, which is a bit sad. I used to be a Nintendo nerd. I love Pokemon. Pokemon is on my exception to the point I am going to get tattoos up my arm of Pokemon. I love Animal Crossing, love Legend of Zelda. You know, the classics. I'm a fairly good Smash player. Fairly good Mario Kart racer. But never tournament level. I need to stop rambling as well. I'm very good at rambling, which is why a podcast might suit me better, or a stream might suit me better. My favourite games at the moment would be Red Dead Redemption 2. Absolutely adore that game. The N64 Legend of Zelda games. I can never decide which one's my favourite. I think Majora's Mask just breaks through. And then my other obsession, I guess, is to the point where I'm getting tattoos. Yeah, I haven't got any. I'm completely clean of tattoos, so there will be a first one probably by the end of this year, much to my parents' delight. But it's been years and years and years. I keep telling myself I'm going to get one, so I'm going to get one. But my other obsession is Spirit. Having a complete revival of DreamWorks stuff. Spirit has just, I've found the Spirit fandom, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to join this, which is found, as usual, fandoms are toxic, there's a lot of drama, there's a lot of entitled people. So I've already had an argument over people claiming that I trace. You know, with the ability to draw, you learn from mimicking first. I mean, you mimic from life, you do still life. You're just copying what you see. So it's not, I don't trace. I have the ability to mimic art styles a little bit. It comes in my art style, I can mimic my art style. I can mimic my singing style, especially when it's, you know, various cartoon characters singing. Instead of doing my own voice, sometimes I drop into trying to mimic their way of singing and their voice style. Tends to happen. I try not to do it so much anymore, but it does tend to happen. And then I've always tried to attempt voice acting and never really get into that. I thought if I ever get cast for voice acting, it'll be the anime kids voice as well, because I don't have a very effeminate voice at all. I've gone on to multiplayer games and been accused of being a 12-year-old boy or a 4-year-old boy or something like that, because I have a very tomboyish voice naturally. I am not very feminine. So, yes, I am sat in front of a Bluthner, a very expensive old antique Bluthner piano. I just thought it would add for, you know, a bit of a set piece, because I'm currently living in my parents' house. I don't have a house. I can't afford a Bluthner. Yeah, and I thought, for my first video, let's do a set piece rather than, you know, me sat in front of a camera in my room on my bed. So anyway, I hope you have at least enjoyed my ramblings. I hope you'll stick around. I'll be doing Lonely Horse as a separate thing to everything else. Lonely Horse will end up being gaming streamings as well, because I want to get back into that. And hopefully streaming my brother will be quite nice. But it's very limited on my technology situation at the moment, because I do not have the best tech. I am still living 10 years behind everybody else. So I hope you'll stick with me with the quality of my videos and my editing. It is just what I can manage until I'm somewhere where I can afford better kits. Maybe someone can offer to help me edit things. That'll be really, really appreciated. I'll be learning on the job. But with my music stuff especially, it would be really appreciative if someone would love to come help me edit things, especially with my last cover. I would like that one to be more EDM sounding. Or if you want to remix stuff, please do. Having done that cover with Blackened for Addict, I am just being obsessed with, I want to hear myself on an EDM track or a remix. So please do reach out if you want to do anything like that, or if you would like me to, guest on or collab on a track. I would love to hear myself just properly edited, because I don't know what I'm doing. I genuinely don't know what I'm doing anymore. Even my digital art is very far behind everybody else's. I just don't have the tech. I don't have the know-how. I'm just doing whatever I am doing. But anyway, I'll hopefully see you guys around. I want to do a series of videos that are talking about my different things that I like and do. So for example, I'll probably do a whole video on my life in the furry fandom and where I see and stand in the furry fandom, then do another one on the bronies, stuff like that. I want to educate people. I want to make videos. I want to put myself out there, and it will give me something to do and hopefully help my mental health. That was the entire reason I wanted to do these in the first place. I will put my socials in the link. If you want to throw any questions in the comments, because I would love to do an Ask Me Anything as well, or just, take those questions and put them in other videos, please do. So that's me putting myself out there, I'm afraid. It's probably not going to be very interesting until I can get back on my feet. I'm pretty much stranded at the edge of the country for a couple of months, so I'm hoping this will help me. This will entertain you guys to a degree. Just something. So I guess I'll see you around. Thanks for watching. As you can see, I like horses. So